Okay. So let's see, what do we have going on, Gemini? Okay. Well, first off, you do have 2 major arcanas. So, which are here. And major arcanas, those are things that they're fated, they're destined, they're watched over and controlled by the heavens. We don't really have that much control when it comes to major arcanas. We do, however, have more control when it comes to the minors or the pips. So you're 50-50. Now, what you have is the situation, the foundation, which could have led to the situation. You have what is blocking you, what is unknown, and then 3 cards across the top are what the angels are recommending you do this month. Now, for your situation, you have the moon. And at the bottom, it says powerful intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of the situation. And the moon, show the moon a couple cards. The moon is all about things that are hidden, really not seeing things clearly, because, you know, in the moon, we can go out when there's a full moon, but we're really not able to see stuff that clear. I mean, it illuminates things a little bit because it's reflecting the sun back to us, but things are kind of shadowy. Things are kind of hidden. We don't really have full clarity. And you've been getting a lot of signs and information about the truth of the situation, about what your next steps are, that you've also been receiving information that things are not what they seem, that, you know, you're seeing things in one way, but they're actually a different way. Because if you look in this card, she's playing one instrument, but if you look in where the water is reflecting, it's a totally different instrument. So you're seeing things one way, but they're really not that way. And it's causing you a lot of worry. It's causing you a lot of fear, angst, and all of that's not necessary. Because things in your situation, they really are not what they seem to be. There's some hidden information. There are things that you are not aware of. So all this worry and fret that you're causing yourself is for naught. Now, it's surrounding love for most of you. Because the foundation, what has led to that, you have Queen of Summer. And traditional tarot, this will be cups. Cups are all about emotion. And this is the Queen. So for many of you, this is you. You're the Queen of Cups. You're the Queen of Summer. And it says loving, comforting, emotional, intuitive. And at the bottom, it says listen to your heart, intuitive insights you can trust, taking care of others, perhaps too much. Now, Gemini, you are air, but cups, they're water signs. So, you know, Scorpios, Cancer, Pisces, but water signs, they're always very intuitive. They're in touch with their emotions. And that's where you are this month, Gemini. You are the Queen of Summer. But you see here, she's very beautiful. She's regal. She's serene. She's calm. She's radiating love, peace. You've got sunflowers. Sunflowers are all about love, joy. She's got all these fairies floating around her. She's also highly intuitive. So it's kind of like she reads your mind. She, you know, can understand things, especially your heart and thoughts a little deeper than you. But she's very loving. She's very tenderhearted. She's very compassionate and caring. Sometimes she will give too much, that she feels, you know, exhausted because maybe she's given more than what she's receiving. So, you know, sometimes a challenge for the Queen of Summer is to practice coming into balance. But I get that for a number of you, your love life is out of balance because you're perceiving things not accurately. So for some of you, it could be you think you've been lied to. You think that your partner, your spouse has deceived you. They've hidden information from you. You see how she's kind of like looking off to the side and and she's got her hand on her hip like, oh, really? Come on. Tell me the lie again. And kind of like I just don't believe you. And it's kind of dark and shadowy around her and the clouds are red. So for some of you, there's been some arguments with your partner, with your spouse, with your lover, because of things that you believe that are occurring. You You're very sad, you're very upset, you're angry about that, you're worrying about that, you're fretting about that. But what you think is occurring, so for some of you may think your spouse is cheating, but they're not. They're not doing the things that you think that they're doing. You think they're being some sly fox, but they're not. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay. What's blocking you? You have a major arcana. This is a beautiful card. This is the Star. At the bottom it says, look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. But this is beautiful. It's all about our challenges fading away, being filled with hope and optimism, life actually being beautiful and magical, and bringing us the things that we desire. It also speaks about faith, because things are going to turn out beautifully, that you're going to have the Star, you're going to have your dreams come true. It's also, speaks of knowing what our next steps are. But you see how she's happy, she's looking over her shoulder, she's got all these stars and glitter, and things are just lighting up and things are illuminated. What's blocking you is things are not illuminated. You don't have you don't know all the details. You don't have the truth. And it's not even that you've been lied to. It's as though you think you've been lied to. You think someone's pulling something over on you. You think that someone has not been faithful, in which it has your emotions all upset and all wrought. See all this water flying everywhere? Water signifies emotions. So you're just emotionally everywhere. You're all over the place. You're completely out of balance. And that is blocking you because you're not able to see things clearly. So you're not able to... So for some of you, it's almost like you're trying to decide what your next step is. And you're like, okay, some of you are actually thinking, okay, I've got to be done with this. This has got to be over. This isn't... It's like some of you think that this isn't working, things are being hidden from you, but that's not the case. You've lost your faith, you've lost your optimism, you've lost seeing this relationship as something magical, as something that's a blessing, as something that's a gift, as something that's like the star that lights your way, that fulfills you. But you're not optimistic about it. Now, what you are unaware of, you have 6 of Winter. And Winter, this is swords. This is really all about being stuck in our heads, stuck in our thoughts, spiraling around in circles. At the bottom, it says, positive changes are on their way, a welcome relief from troubled times, traveling or relocating. And this is about, moving forward, moving into better times. You see, he's moving out of this cold, icy place. There's like little pieces of ice there, but moving into something better. Plotting our course for the future, beginning a new journey. Moving away from things that are troubling us, that are upsetting us. They're saying, some of you are thinking that this is saying that this relationship is going to end. It's not. It's not going to end. It's like some of you have gotten so stuck in worry and doubt and fear, and almost like finding your partner, your spouse, your lover at fault for something that they haven't done, which you're unaware of. You see how this is purple? And purple's all about transmutation, changing things. Things are going to change for the better, because you have this light at the end of the stick that he's holding. He's going to give you some illumination. He's going to clue you in on what's been happening. Also clue you in that he loves you, that he's committed, that he's loyal. It's interesting because when I was putting the cards down, they told me to flip the one deck over. So for a number of you, and it's loyal heart. And you've got these 2 owls that are staring into each other's eyes. It's true love. You have true love. He's loyal to you. Now feel free to change the sex accordingly, because if it sounds like your situation, but you're a man, go ahead and feel free to change it. For a number of you, you are questioning his loyalty. You believe that he has been unfaithful, but that is not the case. And he is going to clear things up for you, reaffirm his love, get the both of you back on track, get you out of these cold, murky, argumentative waters that you have been in, and get things moving forward. Back to a place of happiness and optimism and positivity and love. Now, what's recommended for you, Gemini, this month is you have boundaries. Now it says, I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. And even this isn't what you think that it would be. Because a lot of people think that this is immediately setting boundaries for people and not letting them across. But that's not what they're talking about with this. What they're talking about is we're not victims. God doesn't create victims. We shouldn't be acting like we're victims. This is all about empowerment, self-empowerment, that it speaks about us not blaming others, be it passively or the way we try to share expectations or share our feelings, but really stepping into our power, standing up for ourselves, even if it does involve some confrontation. But, you know, it does mean maintaining your boundaries, but really from a place of love instead of a place of fear. So for some of you, because you've been hurt in past relationships. So say in a past relationship, you did have someone who was a sly, cheating, dishonest fox. You've got this fox on this egg. And they hurt you. You were deceived, you were lied to, they cheated on you, they broke your heart. And you've never really healed from that. But now you have this soulmate love. You have this divine love. You have this love, the star. But there are some things happening that you just think, oh, he's not being honest, he's not being faithful, you're questioning him. You have set up boundaries for him, not because you've set up healthy boundaries, like, okay, I need you to respect me, I need balanced workload in the home. You know, I can't shoulder all the responsibility in the home, we need to share things. Those are kind of like healthy boundaries. But some of you have set so many boundaries up to the extreme. You have done it to box him in, to trap him, to cage him. And the second he does one thing wrong or one thing that appears to be wrong, you jump all up on his stuff. Why'd you do this? What's going on? But like accusing him of things that he's not done. Because again, things are not what they appear. Because of your past experiences, because of your perception, you are seeing things in a view that's not correct. And it's causing hardship in this marriage, this relationship. So when setting boundaries for yourself and others, set them in a healthy fashion. Set them in a way that's going to promote love and appreciation and also respect. Because with love, you do have to trust people. You can't completely cage them up. Because at some point, if you're doing that, you're really setting them up for failure. Because if they do one little thing, oh, that's it, I'm done with you. You've messed up. But that's not how we should treat someone that we love. And especially someone that is loyal. They are faithful. Which is what many of you are actually questioning, because the next card you have of what's recommended for September is to sit back and observe. You have this fox, he's sitting on top of this egg, he's looking up at the moon, and again, the moon signifies clarity, lack of clarity. You are not seeing things correctly. You do not have clear perception of what's really going on. So in September, just sit back and observe. Don't have doubts, don't have fears, don't have worries. Just observe it from a neutral perspective. Because what happens is we always look at things from our own perspective and our own personal lens. And any past experiences and things that we've gone through, that becomes how we perceive things, how we look at things. And unfortunately, that becomes a reality. So if we've had someone who was a cheating, sly fox and lied to us in the past, well, we're going to think if we haven't healed it and released it, we're going to think that everyone else in the future is like that. That's not the case. But for you to gain perspective, in order for you to heal this situation, because your marriage, your relationship is not going to fall apart. It is going to transform. But in order for it to transform, some of you need to turn down the heat that you're putting on your spouse. Really sit back, look at things from a neutral vantage point, instead of just looking at your own vantage point and your own thoughts and your own considerations and yourself, but really look at the conditions in a holistic fashion. Because some of you, you're having difficulty seeing the forest through the trees. You're so focused on this one thing, and it's just got you totally out of balance and upset. And your feelings are all jumbled up, and everything's kind of, for some of you, it's just getting out of control. There's been a lot of hurt, a lot of arguments, a lot of things said that didn't need to be said. So they're encouraging you, September, take a time out. Take a time out, calm down, step back, and just observe. Just take it in so that you can understand the situation. And then, so the two of you can have a conversation, you can get some clarity. Because you're not seeing things clearly. They're going to help you see things, help you get the truth. Now, the last card we have, this is not wanting to come up. Okay, but this is totally unrelated to the situation. So you have focus upon divine and perfect health. And at the bottom, God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus upon perfect health and for guiding my actions so that they support my well-being. So this is really talking about, he's holding the staff for healing. He's got this instrument of music that can bring you to a state of happiness. So for many of you, you are experiencing some health issues, but the reason that you're experiencing health issues is because you are focusing on those things. You're focusing on not being well. Like, so for some of you, that's like your story. It's your story that you stick to. Like, you know, the way you start talking to people is, oh, this happened to me and this happened to me, and oh, I'm in bad shape and I've got this problem. Kind of like if you ever go to a nursing home where there's elderly, like the way they'll start talking to each other is to talk about all their ailments and conditions. That's how they identify themselves. Well, for some of you, that's how you are identifying yourself. But since you're identifying yourself that way as, oh, woe is me, I have this problem, that problem, this problem, this problem, you're creating more problems. If you want the health issues to go away, you need to speak to yourself and others as though you are in perfect health. And have those affirmations and not focus on fears. Because also when we're stuck in a place of fear, like we're always worried about something going wrong, we're always worried about something happening, we will see those things manifest in our body. So like with the work I do, you know, every time with every client, someday I will write a book, hundreds of clients, every disease, condition, ailment that we have is founded on some emotional experience, some hurt, some fear, some worry. The only time I've had clients where I've had a healing session, it's truly just been something that was going to be healed that was not related to emotional traumas and experiences, were broken bones, torn muscles, torn tendons, because someone fell or tripped. But everything else is tied to some emotional trauma, baggage, experience that we are holding on to instead of releasing. And all those things come from fear. So if we fear someone's not going to love us, you know, that fear can show, or maybe we've been cheated on someone. So say cheated on by someone. So say you're a woman and you've been, you know, cheated on by a man in this life or past life. You might have endometriosis. You might end up getting tumors in your breasts, particularly your right breast. It's all tied to your emotional experiences. So if you are not healing those emotional experiences, you are holding on to those emotional experiences, you will see it manifest in physical health problems with your body. And secondly, if you're always thinking, woe is me, and everything is bad, and everything is going wrong, you're also going to see that manifest in your body. But if you can shift that perspective, it's interesting. Louise Hay, she actually just passed away. She was diagnosed with cancer, and she very quickly realized the direct correlation between experiences, emotional traumas, and how those things manifest physically in our body. And she started doing positive affirmations, and within 6 months, she was completely healed of her cancer. So, for those of you that are having health issues, they're recommending you to stop identifying with all your health issues. Stop having that, because for some of you, that's also what you use with your partner, with your spouse, because you're like, oh, what was me? I need your help. I need this. But to empower yourself and not have those things, you fear that, okay, then I'll lose this. But you're not going to lose this because this is true love. But they're encouraging you to stop identifying as that. Start identifying as, I am healthy. I am whole. I am filled with life and vitality and health. And you will see your health shift. And if you have particular health issues, look up online, spiritual cause of, ulcers. A lot of times things that happen in the stomach is because, or the liver as well, is because we're holding on to anger. So people that have like liver issues, fatty liver or whatever issues with their liver, maybe their liver is not processing things. Maybe they, start to get jaundice. Well, if they look at that, it's probably because they're storing a lot of anger. They could be angry with their parents, a childhood experience. They could be angry with a spouse. They could even be holding anger from a past life. But when they release that anger, that liver issue will go away. Their skin will not be yellow anymore. They won't have that problem. But if you're experiencing some health issues, Google it. Because say you're that liver person, and maybe you have anger because, you feel like a spouse abandoned you. And you feel like, you're not worthy of love. Your affirmation would be, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of giving love. I am worthy of receiving love. I am enough. And if you start doing that affirmation daily, you'll find that it will start to heal you, and that the health issue, the anger, the core root issue of it will go away. So they're encouraging you to do that this month, because for some of you, it's as though your health issues are compounding because you have identified with that for so long, and because you have a number of health issues tied to emotional traumas in this life and past lives. So if you can, in September, focus on identifying yourself with health and healing those things, your health will turn around. Now we are going to we'll just quickly clarify these 4. So we have the Donna Maritata. This is the wife, the married woman, someone that is very nurturing. We have the Lameno. This is marriage, nuptials, contract. And then we have the La Superbia. And hopefully you guys can see that. This is, haughtiness, ostentation, vanity, arrogance, pride. And again, this is, what's the situation? The situation is the way you're seeing things is not the way things truly are.